This is the worst nightmare of every pilot, every squadron, and the entire state of Israel. Ever since the Second Iran War kicked off, the Iranians' biggest dream has been to bring down an Israeli Air Force fighter jet. Since the war started, the Iranians have tried over and over again to shoot down Israeli fighter jets with surface-to-air missiles.
2 down, mission complete.
They even tried using a Russian Yak to take down an F-35, which knocked it out in no time.
Target down! Target is down! Keep pushing the attack!
But the Israeli Air Force has definitely been preparing for exactly this nightmare scenario. Just like we saw over the weekend, in southwest Iran, when an American F-15 went down. This scenario is absolutely on the table.
Israel never runs out of tragedies and crises, and when you're part of 669, you live through every single one of them.
Back in September 2023, just a short while before October 7th, we got to join a training exercise of Rescue Unit 669. That's the Air Force's rescue unit, training to pull down pilots out of Iran. Who could have imagined that since then, Israel would already be fighting 2 wars against Iran?
The unit is everywhere, around the clock, always ready for any mission.
Lieutenant Colonel D, commander of Unit 669, brought us along for a scramble that launched from Tel Nof Air Base in central Israel. The Yasser rescue crews were up and flying in no time.
The challenge is the same as any rescue. Just, on a much bigger scale. We need to know how to keep a wounded person alive from farther away and locate them from a much greater distance. And in the end, to give that assurance that no matter where, whether it's sea or deep in enemy territory, we've got eyes on everything.
Leading up to the Iran strike, Unit 669 trained alongside the Yasser helicopter crew, who can get them anywhere in the Middle East, as part of the Israeli Air Force's preparations.
The Yasser specifically is a helicopter that was built and designed for long-range rescue missions.
But instead of Iran, in our exercise it was the Jordan Valley, where 669 fighters locate the pilot and the navigator in 2 different spots. In the brutal heat, they hoist them onto their backs, and then fight their way through terrorists all the way back to the Yasser helicopter. Every pilot flying any mission across the Middle East, including those hitting Iran day after day, knows without a doubt that 669 is right there behind them.
In every rescue, you're constantly weighing your own risks as a fighter against the risk you have to take to save someone's life. Yeah, that's just part of the job.
The big difference between rescuing a downed pilot in enemy territory and rescuing an IDF ground soldier taken captive is, of course, the distance, and the fact that there's no land connection between Israel and Iran. A pilot or navigator who goes down in enemy territory inside Iran knows very well they're on their own. In the POW workshop and survival training, our pilots, male and female, are prepared for the absolute worst, the horrifying possibility of going down in enemy territory. The moment a pilot is forced to eject, a 669 fighter needs to be airborne within 15 minutes, helicopter up and heading to the rescue. 669 fighters are trained in combat medicine, skydiving, diving, survival, and navigation. Unit 669 of the Israeli Air Force was founded after the Yom Kippur War, when many IAF pilots were taken prisoner by the Egyptians and the Syrians, with no one to rescue them. The next time the Israeli Air Force had to try and rescue a downed pilot and navigator in enemy territory was on October 16, 1986, in Lebanon, when the Phantom jet flown by pilot Yishai Aviram and navigator Ron Arad was shot down over enemy territory. Pilot Yishai Aviram was rescued in a heroic operation by Cobra combat helicopter crews. Navigator Ron Arad became a prisoner of war, and his fate remains an open mystery to this day. The next time was February 2018. An Israeli Air Force F-16I named Sufa was brought down by a Syrian surface-to-air missile. Fortunately, it went down over the Galilee. The pilot and navigator ejected safely, were pulled out by 669, and were back in the cockpit in no time.
I was the deputy unit commander at the time. I was there. And what we experienced in that rescue said it all. Just imagine what would have happened if it had gone down 50 kilometers to the north.
Unit 669 is considered one of the 4 elite units of the IDF, right alongside Sayeret Matkal, Shaldeg, and Shayatet 13, the Naval Commando. Fighters go through a grueling path to earn the coveted Kapin, the emblem of 669. And they operate with the Yasser helicopters, which have been serving in the Israeli Air Force for 58 years now.
This is iron from 1968.
From the outside, it looks old, but inside everything is brand new and cutting edge. Its capabilities are limitless. Of course, we'd love a newer model. We'll get there.
The Air Force has now bought the Super Yasser, the Yasser K, which will give them even more range and even greater stability. Right now, Unit 669 is studying the lessons from the Americans' historic operation to rescue the pilot and navigator. And most importantly, God willing, may we never need it.